videos, and the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot 7 News, all in crisp, high-definition quality. Welcome to what TV should be in this era. Welcome to Hot 7 TV, now on Flow Cable, channel 117. Spread the word.
In the headlines, new bill gives offenders a path to cooperate with police, and government makes strides to increase the use of solar energy on island.
It's all about you and the dreams you believed, how you made your way ahead, all the goals you have achieved.
All along the way, you've been a partner so true, all the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. It's still about you and the life you're shaping now, all the doors that open wide, every step, every vow.
All along the way, you'll be a partner so true, all the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, so bank on your future. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Celebrating 25 years strong. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Did you know that while you're busy with your day, important news is breaking all around you? From politics to weather updates, community stories, and breaking news. Hot 7 TV keeps you informed with news every hour on the hour. Don't wait to hear it secondhand. Stay ahead, stay informed with Hot 7 TV St. Lucia. News notes on the hour. Stay updated wherever you are. Catch Hot 7 TV St. Lucia's news every hour on the air, on our mobile app, and on our website.
Are you ready to own the stage? Every other Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., the hottest midweek party comes alive at Blast Karaoke Night. Sing your favorite hits, enjoy delicious food, signature cocktails, and exciting bingo chances to win big. Bring your crew and join us at Blast Entertainment Center, corner of Chisel and Brazil Street, upstairs the Starlight Building. Blast Karaoke Night, where every other Wednesday is legendary.
Your moment to shine is almost here. Blast Karaoke Night returns on Wednesday, 26 August 2026. See you there.
Good afternoon, it's Friday, August 14th, 2026. I'm Daniela Edwin with the Hot 7 TV Midday News. Streaming on Flow 117, Kiss FM, Hot FM, the Caribbean Hot FM app, Facebook and YouTube at Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you for joining us. We start this afternoon in Tirochet, where a family is mourning a painful loss. Jonas Flavius' family is mourning his unexpected death after he was found face down at his Tirochet home on Monday, August 10th, 16 months after a hit and run in Bexar left him with severe injuries and a lengthy recovery. He leaves behind 3 children aged 16, 14, and 12, while relatives are calling for accountability from the individual that changed his life.
The family of Jonas Flavius is mourning his unexpected death after he was found face down at his home in Tirochet Castries on Monday, August 10th. Flavius had been struggling to rebuild his life after a hit-and-run incident in Bexar on April 6, 2025, which left him with severe injuries. His family says he spent about 2 weeks in a coma before waking up to a life that had changed dramatically.
My brother had to be in a coma for almost 2 weeks and had to undergo surgeries to put an iron in his leg and arm, and also to nurse his fractured ribs. Of course, after my brother woke up from the coma, his recovery and treatments did not stop there. My brother had to undergo therapy sessions, had to be on medication due to blood clots that kept developing in his body. He could not use the arm, and he had his legs getting swollen. When we thought that my brother's situation was getting better and he was making strides with his recovery, we got a call. At 9 a.m. in the morning, I am getting a call notifying me that my brother was found unresponsive on the floor and he was pronounced dead.
His sister says that after suffering several injuries, he never fully recovered. The family themselves could barely believe he was actually gone, reportedly blaming his death on alleged negligence by an unknown driver.
Yesterday, I had to be watching my brother be carried in a body bag, asking to unzip the body bag so I could see him one last time, because the situation again did not feel real. My brother never fully recovered from those injuries. And it's sad because my siblings, I had to watch my sister have a full-blown panic attack seeing her brother be carried away. My mother losing her son. Now my family is mourning the death of somebody that we really did not expect to go so soon. And it's all due to the negligence of somebody else that never took ownership for the situation.
The autopsy report has not been revealed to show the true nature of his death. However, she is appealing to the person involved in the hit and run to come forward and assist with expenses.
Drivers, do better. And for some reason or the other, if this video comes across the person that actually caused this accident and left my brother for dead, do the right thing. My brother is dead. He has 3 children left behind that my mother now has to care for. There is funeral costs that has to be taken care of. There is medical bills that has to be taken care of. And all this falls back on the same family who has to come to terms with the fact that my brother is not coming back.
Jonas left behind 3 children, aged 16, 14, and 12. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
To politics now, where a dispute over audits continues. UWP PR officer Leonard Spider-Montoot disputed PM Pierre's claim that no audits occurred during UWP's 5 years in office, alleging that pre-2016 audits were qualified and records had been up to date before storage issues arose. He explained that upon returning to office in 2016, they found SSDF records stored in poor conditions at the Kubarel building, with many documents later found damaged by water and mold, hampering efforts to complete the audits.
During a session of Newspin, UWP Public Relations Officer Leonard Spider-Montoot addressed a statement made by Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre during Monday's pre-cabinet briefing. The Prime Minister said that during the UWP's 5 years in office, not a single audit was conducted.
The board encountered challenges in obtaining the necessary supporting documents for the subsequent financial years. 2017 to 2018, 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, and 2020 to 2021, all under the governance of the United Workers' Party. No audits were performed, none.
Montoot, who served as the minister responsible for the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, SSDF, under the UWP administration, disputed the claim, saying it was not the case.
So what the Prime Minister is suggesting is a blatant, outright lie, that it was the UWP that did not do any audits and so on. On the contrary, it is the SLP that had not done audits from 2012 to 2016. Okay, and we had to bring those up to date before we continue with to get the audits current. In 2016, the last audit that was done was in 2012. Okay. During my tenure, especially under the leadership of the last chairman of the board during my tenure, a concerted effort was made to bring the audit up to date. By the time we were about to demit office, they had brought it up to date up to 2016. After I demitted office, the accountants at the SSDF continued with that program and had audits done until 2018, and that was done under the SLP. that is before he left.
He further stated that audits conducted before 2016 were classified as qualified audits.
The audits that were done prior to 2016 were referred to as qualified audits. Now, bear in mind, I'm not an auditor, I'm not an accountant. I'm repeating to you the instructions that I was given. And the reason why I was told that it had to be qualified audit, it is because the records were not, all the records were not available to be able to do an unqualified audit. Now, I can stop here, Tim, and behave like the Prime Minister and let you assume or speculate that it is because the SLP was hiding information or there was something untoward and so on. But I do not know that, so I'm not going to suggest that in any way, either by not giving you the full picture of what the situation was, or by making insinuations.
He also explained why the audits had not been kept up to date.
The reason why all of the records, one of the reasons why all of the records were not available, it is because you would remember that when the SLP came into government in 2011, they vacated the premises that they were in on the John Compton Highway. I forget the name of the building here.
Colony House?
Colony House, thank you. Colony House. They vacated those premises and they went to the Millennium Highway in Kubari, near the Millennium Highway in Kubari, to rent new premises. I remember speaking on that, at the time. I referred to it, and I'm not bringing that up on your program now, that I'm just telling you, giving you a background. I referred to it as a situation of seeing after the boys, because there was a place that was clearly not appropriate for the office, and besides, I said it would have been more of a hassle for poor people to find themselves at that location as compared to a location closer to Castries.
He alleges that when they returned to office in 2016, they found the building housing the office in Kubaril in poor condition, with inadequate storage for important records. According to him, many documents had been kept in containers, leaving them vulnerable to damage. He further explained that when the board later moved to bring the audits up to date, efforts to retrieve the records revealed that many had been allegedly damaged by water and affected by mold. As a result, some of the documents were no longer usable, creating additional difficulties in completing the audit process. He maintains that the records had been up to date before the problems with storage and damage occurred. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
And in the justice system, a major change is on the way. Individuals accused of criminal offences could soon have the option to negotiate plea agreements under a formal plea bargaining system being introduced in St. Lucia. Minister for Home Affairs and Crime Prevention Jeremiah Norbert says the legislation will provide a clear legal framework for plea discussions while ensuring that the courts have the final say on any agreement reached.
Individuals convicted or accused of a crime may soon have the opportunity to make deals bargaining for a lesser sentence, as St. Lucia is moving to introduce a formal plea bargaining system as part of efforts to strengthen the country's criminal justice system and improve the efficiency of court proceedings. Minister for Crime Prevention, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, explained that the system would allow those convicted and attorneys at law to engage in plea discussions.
The purpose of this bill is to provide for plea bargaining and post-sentence plea bargaining to enable the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, and an accused person or convicted person, whether represented by an attorney at law or unrepresented, to engage in plea discussions and enter plea agreements in relation to the prosecution of a summary offense, an indictable offense, or an offense triable summarily or indictment. Norbert
said plea bargaining is not entirely new to St. Lucia, noting that it has been used in practice. He explained that what has been missing is a clear statutory framework to formally regulate the process.
Although we've seen plea bargaining happen in practice in St. Lucia. What we don't have is a statutory framework governing plea bargaining. And what this bill is intended to do is to give us that framework. And the bill addresses the gap by establishing a comprehensive and structured process that is subject to judicial oversight. The bill also authorizes the DPP to enter plea bargaining with an accused person and post-sentence plea bargaining with a convicted person in specified circumstances. And under the bill, plea bargaining may be undertaken where an accused person accepts responsibility for an offense, agrees to cooperate with the prosecution, or agrees to provide evidence in criminal proceedings.
The minister explained that in some cases, a person may be apprehended even though they were not fully responsible for the crime. Under the new system, they may be able to reach an agreement with prosecutors, but only if the information they provide is truthful and valuable to the case.
Sometimes the man walking the streets with the gun in his hand, he just rent a firearm, or his partner just allow him to hold that, or the bossman has made it available to him. Mr. Speaker, what the plea bargaining bill does, it allows for an individual, if caught by the police and decides to go into a bargain, I don't want to use the words rat out, but they can give information. I don't want to call them soothsayer or informer either, Mr. Speaker, but it allows for them to be able to give information. And if the information can be deemed truthful and it can lead to further breakthroughs for the police, Mr. Speaker, that person may be in a position to get a reduced sentence. The bill allows for that person to be in a position to get a reduced sentence.
The proposed legislation would give police another tool in the fight against criminal gangs by allowing offenders who provide useful information to potentially receive consideration for a reduced sentence. However, providing information would not automatically guarantee a shorter sentence. The final decision would remain with the court and the presiding judge, who would assess each case and determine whether any reduction is appropriate. The bill also makes provisions for individuals who have already been convicted, creating a possible avenue for cooperation even after a conviction.
The bill also makes provision for someone who has been convicted. So you've gone to court, you've already been convicted, you're at the bodily correctional facility. As Nintas put it, some people find Jesus in jail. So if there's a small blue Bible, you figure you find Jesus and you want to give some information. Even after you're convicted, that the bill makes provision where you can go into a plea bargain and you may get a reduction in sentence based on the quality of information that you provide the police or the investigator with.
The measure is intended to support the administration of justice while putting safeguards in place to ensure the process is not abused. Under the proposed system, information provided by offenders could assist law enforcement with investigations and prosecutions involving serious criminal activity. Norbert explained, the approach recognizes that in certain circumstances, cooperation from offenders may provide valuable leads while allowing the courts to retain the final say over sentencing. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Midday News. More stories on energy, roads and water right after this break.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Let's get you up to speed on development news this afternoon. First up, government is making a push for solar power. The Prime Minister has announced that several solar energy products will now be zero rated in a move aimed at encouraging more people to switch to solar power. The initiative comes amid growing uncertainty over global fuel supplies and prices.
Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre has announced that various solar energy products, including solar panels, complete systems, and deep cycle batteries are now zero tax rated for a period of 5 years. The announcement was made during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Assembly on August 11, 2026, where ministers voiced their support for the initiative. Among those was Honorable Keefson Charles, Minister for Physical Development and Public Utilities, who said relying heavily on fuel leaves the country vulnerable to global crisis.
As long as we rely entirely on imported fossil fuels, our light bills and the operating costs of our businesses will always be at the mercy of global crisis.
He said that the resolution reaffirms the country's commitment to sustainable energy and reducing the impact of global fuel price swings.
I stated then, Mr. Speaker, that the Ministry of Public Utilities and this Labour Party government, under the guidance of this great Minister of Finance, we are aggressively driving the transition towards a sustainable energy mix. I promise that we will create an enabling environment to shield this country from global price volatility.
Honorable Alva Baptist, Minister for External Affairs and International Trade, added that the proposal is not merely about tax, but promotes energy security on island as well.
This may appear to be a relatively straightforward fiscal measure. A proposal to zero rate for value-added tax purposes a range of equipment used in photovoltaic systems, together with the installation services associated with those systems. But this resolution, Mr. Speaker, is about considerable more than taxation. It is about the kind of energy future we are building for St. Lucia. It is about energy security.
He also added that this could provide an opportunity for home and business owners alike to participate directly in the renewable energy transition.
It is about creating opportunities for households and businesses to participate directly in the renewable energy transition. And fundamentally, Mr. Speaker, it is about translating government's energy policy and recent legislative reforms into practical measures that can make a difference in the lives of ordinary St. Lucians in this country.
The government says the move is expected to make solar energy more accessible while encouraging greater use of renewable energy across St. Lucia. As the country looks to reduce its reliance on imported fuel, the initiative could help put more households and businesses on the path to a more secure energy future. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
And for residents in the South, there's news that could make travel a lot safer. Opposition Senator Elisha Norbert presented a petition on behalf of Micoud North, noting it took time to bring forward, but was worth the wait. He said the related highway project would improve safety by addressing traffic concerns and reducing accidents on a road that had seen several major crashes, marking a major step forward for the community's future.
Opposition Senator Elisha Norbert highlighted a petition presented on behalf of the Micoud North community. Speaking before the Senate, Norbert said that it had taken some time to bring the petition forward, but added that the wait had been worthwhile.
I'm happy that on the order paper, I see the notice of a petition coming from the people of Micoud North. And it took some time to get the petition to this stage, but I'm very happy it's on the order paper today, as well as a motion that seeks to promote a greater sense of identity for us as a people and to try to develop some form of patriotism in this country.
In his statement in the House, Norbert said the petition would help make the Micoud North constituency safer by addressing traffic concerns and reducing the risk of accidents along the highway.
This petition is grounded in the Constitution of St. Lucia and all applicable statutory duties of the state, including but not limited to the following. Section 1 of the Constitution of St. Lucia, which guarantees fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, including the right to life, liberty, security of the person, and protection of the law. The state's common law duty of care, requiring public authorities to take reasonable steps to prevent foreseeable harm where risk is known or ought reasonably to be known. The Traffic Act and related regulations of St. Lucia, which empower the relevant authorities to implement road safety measures, including speed control mechanisms, signage, and pedestrian protections.
He noted that the issue was particularly significant as the day marked 25 years since Mikud North's worst traffic accident. He said such tragedies could only be prevented through adequate road safety measures in the constituency.
This year, 2026, marks the 25th anniversary of one of the most tragic highway incidents in St. Lucia's history, in which 3 school children from a single family lost their lives after 5 students were struck by a motor vehicle along the Miku Highway while returning home from school. That family, furthermore, to this day has not received compensation, and this reflects on continued failure of the justice system in St. Lucia. The Miku Highway, particularly along the Tiroche to Pralin Bridge, remains a high-speed zone despite embedded with active residential and commercial communities. These areas have been the site of numerous fatal and life-altering accidents.
Norbert said the project marked a major step forward for the community. He noted that the highway had been the scene of several serious accidents and said the new section would improve safety in Mikud North and give residents greater hope. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
And finally, turning from our roads to our water system, St. Lucia is strengthening efforts to improve the efficiency of its water distribution system with assistance from an international water management specialist. Japanese expert Tomohiro Minami will spend the next 2 years working alongside the Water and Sewage Company Inc. WASCO to identify areas where treated water is being lost and help the utility company improve its distribution network.
WASCO is working to reduce non-revenue water, treated water lost through leaks, faulty meters, damaged infrastructure, or unauthorized connections. With support from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, non-revenue water specialist Mr. Tomohiro Minami joined WASCO in June 2026 and will spend 2 years working with its non-revenue water unit to strengthen systems for detecting, monitoring, and reducing water losses.
As a part of the JICA project, my main role is to support WASCO non-revenue water department to establish the foundation for effective non-revenue water management and strengthening the capacity of staff to manage and reduce non-revenue water.
Minami will draw on his water supply engineering experience, including work in Tanzania, to help WASCO pinpoint areas with the greatest water losses and identify interventions that could have the most impact. His work will help guide practical measures to improve efficiency, reduce losses, and strengthen service delivery.
To achieve this, I will work together with WASCO staff to collect and analyze the data, assess the current situation, implement pilot activities in selected areas.
WASCO says the collaboration is complementing ongoing efforts to improve the utility's operations. Senior Planning and Systems Supervisor Hamish Joseph says the technical input is providing additional support as the company works to strengthen its approach to tracking and evaluating the performance of the water distribution system.
Our collaboration has been very productive. Right now, we're focusing on documenting WASCO's operational realities and then utilizing its expertise to better monitor, analyze and manage the water supply systems.
The initiative builds on WASCO's long-standing partnership with JICA, which includes technical assistance, knowledge sharing, and staff training. WASCO is targeting a 5% reduction in non-revenue water within 3 to 5 years, using pilot projects and system assessments to identify measures that can reduce losses, improve reliability, and support more sustainable service for customers. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
That's it for the Midday News edition for today, Friday, August 14th, 2026. I'm Daniela Edwin. We'll have more stories tonight at 6:45 on the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Have a great afternoon.
From your desk to your lunch table, whether you're on the job or taking a well-deserved break, get the top stories and breaking news all in one place. Join us Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. for Hot 7 Midday News, bringing you the latest headlines from St. Lucia and around the region. Stay connected, stay informed, only on Hot 7 TV.